Jack, Kerry, and Lanny are supposed to visit France from Spain for covering an international conference. The duration of the conference is 8 days. Each day, only one reporter will cover the event. Each reporter will be at the conference for at least 2 consecutive days out of the 8-day event. Jack does not cover the event for the 6th day. Kerry attends on 3rd day. So this is the question. So let us see what is given. It is always advisable to take what is given and then proceed from there. So what is given here is, it is given that Jack, Kerry, and Lanny. So we have three reporters. So it is given we have three reporters, Jack, Kerry, and Lanny, and they are attending a conference. So the conference, the duration of the conference is, let's take the duration to be 8 days. So the duration of the conference is 8 days. Now what happens is, uh, they'll have each day one reporter will cover the event. So for a particular day, you can mark those 8 days as 1, 2. You can mark them as 8 different days. Now, what happens is only one of those, uh, Jack, Kerry, or Lanny, only one of those three people attend on a given day. For example, if the first day is done by Jack, the second day also could be done by Jack, the third day could be done by Kerry, fourth day Lanny. But you cannot have, what they mean by the statement like only one of those can do is, you cannot have two persons covering the event on one day. For example, Lanny and Kerry cannot cover it on fourth day. So this cannot happen. So two persons cannot do it on one single day. Okay. Now what happens is, so you have Jack, Kerry, Lanny, and Kerry. Now, so this is what they mean. The clear third condition is, on any given day, only one of those Jack, Kerry, and Lanny, they give it out, attend the session, and cover the session. Now, what the next thing that is given as, each day only one reporter will cover the event. Now, each reporter will be at the conference for at least 2 consecutive days out of the 8-day event. So each reporter will be at the conference for at least 2 consecutive days out of the 8 day. What it means is, it. So this is what I meant. So at least there will be one consecutive 2-day period that each Jack, Kerry, and Lanny should take. Okay, so we'll take the first day, and the second day Jack will do it. Maybe the third day and fourth day Kerry will do it, and then this point Jack might do it, and this point Kerry might do it, and the last 2 days Lanny will do it. So as you can see here, Jack and Jeff on the first day and second day, Jack is doing consecutively. Here, Kerry is doing consecutively and Lanny is doing consecutively. So they all the three are doing at least once. Okay, now you can arrange this any which way, but you just have to make sure that each reporter will be at the conference for at least 2 consecutive days out of the 8-day event. Okay, so this is the one thing here you have to keep in mind. Then they've given you some conditions. Jack does not cover the event for the 6th day, and Kerry attends on 3rd day. So those are the two conditions. So there are some things that you can fix. For example, Jack can does not attend on 6th day. So here you cannot have Jack. Okay, having Jack here is not possible. So I'll make a strike over here. So here Jack cannot be attending the event. So Jack doesn't attend on 6th day, and Kerry attends on 3rd day. So what they say is, Kerry can attend on 3rd day. Okay, so we'll make Kerry attend on 3rd day. Okay, so now you can see the given duration is for 8 days. So these things are given. So what I've marked, that you can, whatever you can see on your screen is what is given. Okay, so using these conditions, we'll have to answer 5 questions, guys. The first question is, if Kerry only covers the event for 2 days, so okay, what I'll do is I'll make sure that it is visible. Okay. See, if Kerry only covers the event for 2 days, then which of the following must be true? Okay, that is what they're asking. So, if Kerry covers the event for 2 days, then which of the following must be true? Okay, Jack attends on the first day, Jack attends on the 8th day, Lanny. So we've been given 5 options. So Kerry only covers the event for 2 days. So it is said that Kerry can cover the event only for 2 days. So let us take our arrangement that we used and then see what are the possibilities. If Kerry covers the event for only 2 days. Now, guys, when Kerry covers the event for 2 days, see, one thing is he's already covering it on the 3rd day. This is fixed, you cannot change it. Okay, this is fixed and you cannot change it, guys. So he's already covering it on this day. Okay, now you know, here on the 6th place, okay, here in the 6th day, only two possibilities are there. Here either it is an L, okay, so you make it as capital letters, guys. Either it is an L or it is a K, right? It could be L or it could be K. So you start from this, you see it could be an L or K, so we will see if it is an L or K, okay? But the thing is, when Kerry covers for 2 days, we'll see what happens. Now, here if it is L, okay, here if it is L, what will happen is, uh, so when it is LK, you guys know that Kerry must at least attend for one consecutive 2 days. Okay, so Kerry must at least attend for one consecutive 2 days. Correct? Kerry must attend for one consecutive 2 days. So what happens is, guys, if Kerry must attend on one consecutive 2 days, he cannot be placed in this sixth position. Right? If Kerry must attend on one consecutive 2 days, he cannot be placed at this sixth position. Okay, so what happens here is, because he cannot be placed in the sixth position, only person that can come in the sixth position is Lanny, right? So Lanny is the only person who can come in the sixth position, because, guys, Kerry must either be here, right, or here. You can put it over here. Okay, because why do I put them there? Because Kerry covers it only for 2 days. So when he covers it only for 2 days, either it should be this possibility or it should be this possibility, right? Because when he's covering 2 days, that 2 days must be consecutive, because there is a condition says each report at the conference must cover at least two consecutive days. Okay, so each reporter will be at the conference for at least 2 consecutive days out of the 8-day event. So it says at least. Okay, so there must be a 2 consecutive day that we have. So you cannot use Kerry and use the second. You can use this as the second day, or you can use this as the second day for Kerry. Okay, or the first day or whatever it is. So you understand this, right? So the only possibility at the sixth place is Lanny. So this is why, guys, this is the reason. This question, the answer is Lanny attends on the sixth day. So if Kerry only covers the event for 2 days, on the sixth question already you cannot have Jack, because they've already mentioned it here. And you cannot also have Kerry, because Kerry should be attending consecutive days. So those 2 days will become the consecutive days, and on the sixth position you can have only Lanny. So E is the correct option here. Now the next question is, if Jack does not cover the event on the first, second, third and the fourth day, which one of the following must be true? Okay, so Jack is not covering the event on the first, second, third and the fourth. Okay, so from 1 to 4 Jack is not covering. So we'll see, we'll try and work out what happens here. So if Jack does not cover the event on the first, second, and the fourth day, so we'll take it like this. So Jack does not cover on the first, second, and fourth day. So we'll take first day, second, third, fourth, five, six, seven, eight. Okay. So you guys know on the third day it is Kerry, correct? On sixth day it is not Jack. So you cannot have Jack here. Except Jack, you can have the other two. Okay, but Jack is not coming here. Okay. Now, now what happens is it says if Jack does not cover the event on the first, second, third, and the fourth day, which one of the following must be true? Okay, so if Jack does not cover the event on the first, second, third, and the fourth day, which one of the following must be true? Okay, so here what happens is, so here you cannot have, not only sixth place Jack cannot come, first place also Jack cannot come, right? So in the first place Jack cannot come. Okay, so in the second place Jack cannot come. On the fourth place Jack cannot come. Okay, so here all these places Jack cannot come. Okay, so Jack here, 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 all these places Jack cannot come. Okay, so where do we put Jack now? So the only possibility, guys, for Jack, see, Jack will have to do it on consecutive days. Am I right? Yes, Jack will have to do it on consecutive days. So where if you put Jack, he'll be able to do it on consecutive days. Only when you are able to put Jack over here, right? Yes, only if you are able to put Jack over here, he will be able to do it on consecutive days. Okay, if you put him here, he cannot do it on consecutive days. Am I right? Yes. So the possible answer, correct answer for this question is Jack attends on the seventh day. Okay, so Jack will attend on seventh day. Now our third question is, if Kerry covers the conference on the fifth day, which of the following cannot be true? So Kerry is covering the conference of the fifth day. Now you have to see the question carefully, guys. They're asking which one of the following cannot be true. Okay, it is not. They're asking what is false. They are not asking what is true. Okay, so which one of the following cannot be true? So this is the lineup, guys. If Kerry covers the conference on the fifth day, which one of the following cannot be true? So you can see, so we have five options, but we'll see. You guys know, Kerry is fixed on third, the third day. This you guys already know it, and you also know on the sixth day we cannot have Jack. So we can either have Lani here or Kerry here. So we have that also. And on the fifth day, what you can see is Kerry is on the fifth day, because that is what is given in the question. If the Kerry covers the conference on the fifth day, which one of the following cannot be true? Now at this point, guys, just because we are finding things which are not true, okay, so here one of the options is false, all the else is possible, one option is not possible. Now to find this impossible option, what we do is, guys, Kerry attends on the seventh day. Okay, to find this option, what we do is, because Kerry is attending on the seventh day, we'll take one option at a time and see if it fits or not. Okay, is there a possibility of Lani attending on seventh day? Is there a possibility? So you have to like do trial and error for this. Okay, now if you see this carefully, there is a possibility of Lani attending on seventh day. How is it? Because if you have Lani here on the seventh day, so let us suppose we have Lani here on the seventh day, okay, and it doesn't matter who you have here, okay, it is Kerry or Lani, okay. So Lani attending on seventh day, is it possible? Now Lani could come here. You have to make sure that each one of these three people, Kerry, Lani, and uh, Jack, they do at least 1-2 consecutive days. Okay, so there is a possibility if Lani does attends on 7th, now we have one possible consecutive for Lani, right? Yes, and Kerry also there is possibility. So Kerry could do the 5th day, right? So there is no restrictions on that. So Kerry could do the 4th day, and then we have consecutive one consecutive for Kerry. And also we Jack could come here, right? So Jack could come here at the top, and Jack could do the second one. So you can see, guys, so this is possible. So Lani could do it on the 7th day. And not only that, we can also use, so we'll take it like this. So we can also use, so look at the second option. The second option says Jack attends on the second day. Is it possible? Yes, yes. So we saw it previously, right? Jack was attending on the second day, and it was possible for us to form a schedule like that. So it was possible. Okay, and this fourth option, Jack attending on the first day, also was possible. So in the previous example I showed you, Jack was attending on the first and the second days, right? So you can see with just one example, you can say Jack attending on 7th, Lani attending on 7th day, Jack attending on second day, Jack attending on first day. All these are true. Okay, so the answer is between C and E. Okay, Lani attends on 8th day. We'll see if Lani attending on 8th day is possible. See, this can have Lani. Okay, this will have Lani, right? So this will have Lani. There you cannot have Jack. So Lani. So have Lani here and have Lani here. Now this is also possible, right? Here again you can have Jack here, and here again you can have K here. Okay, so this way 2 Ks, 2 Js and 2 Ls. So we are satisfying conditions. So even C is possible. Lani attending on 8th day is possible. What is not possible, guys, is this. Kerry attends on 7th day. This is not possible. Okay. The reason is, we'll have to look at what happens here. If Kerry attends a conference on 5th day, let us take this example. Okay. So we'll redo all this. We'll go back. Okay. So Kerry attends it on 3rd day. Okay, so we'll also put Kerry as Kerry attends on 5th day. Now Kerry is 3rd day. Kerry is attending on 5th day. Here you can have only Lani and Jack. Kerry. Okay, you can have Lani or Kerry. So let us assume it is Lani or Kerry, whoever wants it. So it also says Kerry attends it on 7th day. If Kerry does it on 7th day, okay. So Kerry attends on 7th day. This is how this will look. So if Kerry attends on 7th day, no matter what you do, here you cannot bring 2 Ls and 2 Js for this setup. Can you bring in 2 Ls and 2 Js for this setup, guys? So if you do 2, there is only one vacant space where you can have consecutive letters here. Okay, so if you put 2 Ls here, where will you put 2 Js? If you put 2 Js here, where will you put 2 Ls? Okay, so it doesn't matter here. It can be K, it can be L. Okay, this setup is not possible. So the answer is option E. So the next question is, what is the maximum number of days any reporter can cover the conference? So we will take any type of reporter. What is the maximum number of days they can cover the conference? So this is, we'll try to set this up. Okay, so we'll take by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what is the maximum number of days any reporter can cover the conference? So here the maximum number of days that any reporter can cover the conference, guys. So first let us substitute the basic things that we do usually. Okay, the basic thing is, this is K. Okay, this is K. Okay, this could be L or K. We don't know what it is. We can have L or K depending upon our discretion. Now, what is the maximum number of days any reporter can cover the conference? So what is the maximum number of days? Okay, now the maximum number of days that any reporter can cover the conference is, so let us see. Okay, if you you know very well, you must have at least you must have 2 J's consecutively, 2 K's consecutively and 2 L's consecutively. Am I right? Yes, you must have this. So apart from that, whatever you extra you use whatever you like. Okay, but at least you must have two J's, two L's, and two K's. So let us suppose you have one J here and you have one J here. Okay, now if you have a K here, guys, and you have the K here. Okay, you have a K here. Yeah, you have a K here. Okay, and you also have a K here. It is redundant. Okay, so why do you want to use three Ks? Okay, so why not save space and then use L? Okay, if you use L, you're just using two Ks. So this is why you have to make it maximum. Okay, so because you're trying to make it maximum, keep this to be minimum. Okay, try to keep this to be minimum. Okay, so if you try to keep this as minimum, you can have all L's here. As you can see, L, and you can also have one L, and you can also have the fourth L. So you can see you can have four L's here. But if you have, instead of the L, here you can have L or K. Instead of L, if you have K. Okay, now the maximum number that any reporter can do is 3. Yes, right now it stands to be 3. But you can make it 4, right? By doing like this, you can make it 4. Okay, so 4 is the correct answer, guys. So the final question in this puzzle. 3 reporters, Jack, Kerry, Lanny, are supposed to visit France and Spain. You know all those stuff. Fifth question. If Kerry covers the continent on the first day, second and the 8th day, how many different schedules are possible? So Kerry covers conference on the first, second and 8th day. So if Kerry covers the conference on first, second and 8th day. Kerry covers the conference on first, second and 8th day. Okay, so Kerry covers the conference on the first, second and 8th day. So what we'll do is, so we'll take Kerry. Okay, so first, second, Kerry is already doing it on the 3rd day, right? So Kerry is 3rd day and also 8th day. Okay, so 8th day. So this is what is given. So Kerry is doing it on these 4 days, 1, 2, 3 and 8. Okay, now how many different schedules are possible? Now you guys know here you cannot have Jack, right? So you have to have L or K. Okay, here L or K are your only options here. Okay, now how many different schedules are possible, guys? Now see, if you put K here, okay, let us say, assume instead of L you put K here. Now can you have 2 L's and 2 J's, which is a minimum requirement? Can you have 2 L's and 2 J's in this lineup? Okay, 2 L's and 2 J's, can you have it? I don't think it is possible. Where will you put here? You can have 2 L's, but where will you have 2 J's? If you have 2 J's here, where will you have 2 L's? So this 6th one must be L. Okay, the 6th one must be L, and if 6th one must be L, you cannot have L in the 5th place. Then where will you have 2 consecutive J's? So L you could have only in the 6th and the 7th place. In the 4th and the 5th place, what you have is, you have J. Okay, so in the 4th place you can have J, and in the 5th place also you can have J. Okay, so now how many possibilities, how many schedules are possible? Only one schedule, guys. The schedule where you have double J and double L. Okay, the only such possible schedule is that one. Okay, so the answer for this one is 1. 3 football teams are there. Given below is the group table. Fill in the X's. So if you've ever watched football games, you would see a table like this where you will be given the number of games that a team plays. Here we have 3 teams, guys. So the teams names are A, B, C. So these are the teams names. So these are the teams, and the amount of games played by them is represented by P, and W is the amount of games that they won, the number of games, and L is the number of games they've lost, and D is the number of games they've drawn, and F is the number of goals that they've secured for themselves. Okay, so the number of goals that they have secured, or number of goals they've had for themselves, is F. That is the way it says for. So F will say goals for. Okay, so can you see this goals for? It means goals for their own team. Okay. Now this goals against, what it means is, see, this is a very critical thing that you guys must understand to solve this puzzle. You really have to understand what is F and A. If you don't understand F and A, you're going to find it very hard to solve this. So F and A are, F is goals scored by A. Okay, so it is goal scored by A for the team A, for themselves. Okay, so F is nothing but the goal scored by A for themselves. A is the goal scored by, is not, by B and C, or in other words, can I say it is against A? Yes, the goal scored by B and C should be, see, let's suppose that A and B are playing. Okay, now A wins the game, but A wins the game by score line 3-2. It means A gets 3, B gets 2. Okay, so we'll do it like this. So A, guys, let us suppose they play a game and A wins. Okay, what happens is, A scores 3 goals, B scores 2 goals. Okay, now you'd say what? You'd say that A has won, right? So you'd say clearly from this, okay, what you'd say is, you'd say A has won. Okay, but you'd say this 3, okay, this 3 is for goals, this 2 is against goals. Okay, so this is 3 is for goals for A, this is A for A. Okay, so we mark it like this. This is for A. Okay, this is for A, this is against A. This is against A. Okay, so in this match alone, just in this match alone, the for and the again count will be like this. So at the end of one matches, okay, so let us take this, let us see what happens, how the table will fill up at the end of one match. At the end of one matches, how the table will fill up is something like this. Okay, you'd say the number of games played will be 1 for A. Okay, so this will be A, this will be B. Okay, so the number of games played by A, okay, will be, the number of games played by A will be 1, and the number of games won will be 1 because they won the game. The number of games lost will be 0. The number of games drawn will be 0. What is the for count? A has scored for their team, they have scored 3 goals, right? So for count will be 3. Okay, and B, what will be the against count? The against count will be 2 because against them, against A, 2 goals have been scored. Okay, at the end of one game, against A, 2 goals have been scored, right? So against count will be 2. Okay, so I hope you understand this, guys. Now, what do we do for B? For B, guys, it will be for B. So let us take for B. Okay, for B, it will be 1. Okay, and then again, this will be the 0 because B lost the game, right? So the one number of games will be 0. Number of games won is 0. Number of games lost is 1. Number of games drawn is 0. Now, what is the for goals for B? Yes, for goals is 2 because they scored 2 goals for themselves, right? So for goals is 2. Against goal is the goals that are scored against them. Against them, A scored 3. So the against goal will be 3. Yes, you understand this, guys? Now, you can also note one thing, guys. Note this. Look at the sum of the for goals. What is the sum of the for goals? I want you to write it down. 5. Sum of the against goals. It is 5. Yes. If you do this, if you understand what is for and against, for goals will always be equal to what? Against goals. Because if you are scoring some goals, it should always be against somebody, right? Yes. It doesn't matter if you have 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams or 7 teams. For goals, you add all the for goals, it should be equal to sum of against goals. Okay, so this one concept you must understand, guys. So sum of for goals irrespective of the number of teams, okay, will be equal to sum of against goals. Yes, okay, you getting this? See, sum of for goals is equal to sum of against goals. Okay, so here it is 5 and 5. So this one thing will help us tremendously. We'll see how this helps us. Okay, so I clear everything, guys. Now we just have this alone. What we'll do is, see, A, okay, A plays 2 games. Okay, it once wins 2 games. See, if it wins 2 games, what do you think will be the loss? What do you think will be the loss, guys? The loss is going to be obviously 0. Okay. What do you think will be the drawn games? Number of drawn games obviously is also going to be 0. Just a minute, guys. So if you have a look, okay, so this is 0, this is 0. Okay, now for we don't know. Okay, so we will find it later. Okay, now look at B, the played games. Okay, for B has played 2. We don't see, it has drawn 1. Okay, so that much data is given. Okay, this data that it has drawn 1 is given. Okay, now guys, when you see that A has played 2 and 1 2, what does it mean? It means it has won both of its game against C, B and C, correct? Yes, it means A has won both of its game against B and C, correct? So A play B, A wins. A plays C, A wins. So what is happening here? So B and C must have 1 losses each, right? Yes, B and C must have 1 losses each, correct? So that is what I'm trying to get to. So this B and C will have 1 losses. Okay, so you can see there is 1 loss. So see, look at it, 1 loss, 1 loss. Okay, so B and C have 1 loss, and see, if it is 1 loss on 1 draw, and with whom do you think B would have drawn? B lost against A, so this drawn game would come against C only, right? Yes, so B lost against A. So the drawn game for B should be against C. So I can also change this as what? I can also change this as 1. So the drawn games was between B and C. Okay. So now you can clearly say the number of games that B won is 0. The number of games that A won is 0. So, sorry, C won is 0. Yes, it becomes very easy. And when it comes to for and against, okay, if you go like, okay, for is this, against is this, okay, so if you see this for, okay, take it like this, x plus 2 plus 3 must be equal to what? X plus 2 plus 3 must be equal to 11, right? Because the sum of this is 11. So the against goal must always be like equal to for goal. If the sum has to be 11, what is the value of x, guys? The value of x is 7. Okay, so you understand how to do this very easily. Yes, now some of them, what they'll do is they'll try to, without using this relationship, if you try to solve this, it will take a lot of time. If you use this relationship, then it is just adding all this. 7 plus 2 plus 3 will give me, okay, so it is giving me 12, right? Sorry, it is not 11, it is 12. Okay, so we'll mark it as 12. Okay, it's not 11, it is 12. So this will give me 12. So 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. So it will give me 12. So if you do it this way, you can easily get the value of x to be 7 and then complete the problem. But some of them, what they'll try to do is, they'll see that, see, this for, okay, this is scored by A, right? Now this A must have scored their goals playing with who? Playing with B and C. So what they'll do is, they look at the against count of B and C. If you look at the against count of B and C, it is 11. Okay. So this value of x must be less than 11. Okay. Now that is one way of trying to solve it, but that is a difficult way. Now you have to find how much did C score against B, and you have to find how much did B score against C, and then subtract it. Okay, so all these are difficult things that you can do. So these are all I am telling you so that you don't get caught in this type of thinking. Okay, if you think like that, it is like it will take you long time. I am not saying you won't be able to find the correct answer. You can find it. Okay, but you have to always come up with solutions like this. Okay, solutions like this, not only for this problem, guys. In any problem, solutions which simplify things. Okay, see, you add all this, you get 12. You add all this, you get 12. Now when do you come up with that? Only when you understand the real meaning of for goals and against goals. You know, for goals is goals scored by ABC teams. Against goals is the same goals, but it is looked at in a different way. Okay, against is the same number of goals but looked at in a different way. It is against. Okay, goals scored against ABC. Okay, so for is goals scored by ABC. Okay, so I will write it like this so that you believe understand it well. For is nothing but goals scored by A comma B comma C. Okay, against is goals scored against A comma B comma C. Okay, see, goal scored by ABC must be equal to goal scored against ABC. Am I right or not? Okay, so goal scored against uh, 1 minute, guys. Goal scored by ABC must be equal to goal scored against ABC. So this one thing, if you find it very easily, you can solve this problem. Okay, I hope you understood this. We'll move on to the next one. A family X went for a vacation. Unfortunately, it rained for 13 days and they were there. But whenever it rained in the mornings, they had clear afternoons and vice versa. In all, they enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. How many days did they stay there totally? Okay. So let us try to understand the question, guys. So a family goes for a vacation and it rained for 30 days. So like I told you, the first thing is write down the givens. When you write down the givens, it makes everything else easy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the givens, guys. So the given is it rained for 13 days. Okay, so you don't think it won't make any difference. It will make any difference because only when you can see what is given on your friend in front of your eyes, then your eyes will be able to detect what is required. Okay, so you just write it down. Okay, so this is what is given. It rained for 13 days. Okay, but whenever it rained in the mornings, they had clear afternoons and vice versa. So what does it mean? It means, suppose if it rains on morning, okay, if morning, okay, we'll put it like this: morning, afternoon. Okay, if it rains in the morning, okay, we'll say morning it rains, afternoon it is clear. Okay, if afternoon if it rains, mornings will be clear. Okay, mornings will be clear if afternoon is raining. Okay, so you can see this again. Now if once you have a picturized view of what is given, again you can, it is easy for you to solve. Okay, so in all they enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. Okay, so how much they enjoyed? Okay, they enjoyed they enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. Okay, now see, they want you to find how many days did they stay there totally. So for how many days were they there totally. Okay, now that one thing I'd like to say is, see, it rained for 13 days, guys. It rained for 13 days. They enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. Okay, so these are the important things that we must know. They enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. Now it is indirectly said that when it is raining, they cannot enjoy. That is the meaning. Okay, so don't come to those kinds of conclusions where you feel, if why cannot they enjoy when it is raining? Some of the students might ask such questions. Okay, we have to take certain things for granted, guys. Okay, here it is granted that when it is rain, they cannot enjoy. When it's clear, they can enjoy. Okay. Now they enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. So if first you just find out how many days they enjoyed. Okay. So we'll because it is given as mornings and afternoons, we'll have to divide this into mornings and afternoons, guys. 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. Totally how many days? If it is 11 mornings and 12 afternoons, totally it will be now 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. So the 11 is half a day. 12 is also half a day, right? So totally 23 sessions they enjoyed. Correct? Guys. Now what does it mean? 23 sessions they enjoyed means 23 sessions the sky was what? Clear. Correct. For 23 sessions, if they enjoy, what it means is for 23 sessions the sky was clear. Okay. For 23 sessions. Okay, by a session I mean half a day. Okay, so I'll also put it over here. A session is actually half a day. Session is half a day. 1 minute, guys. Sorry for that. Session is actually half a day. Okay, so 23 sessions they enjoyed, right? Because they say they enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 sessions. So 23 half day sessions they enjoyed. So 23 half day sessions it was clear. Am I right? Yes, only on clear days they can enjoy, right? Now it says it rained for 13 days. Now that doesn't mean for yes day wise 13 days. But what happens if you put it up as morning and afternoon? Yes, because it rained for 13 days, guys. See, so it rained for 13 days. So let us take the next given clue. Okay, it says it rained for 13 days, guys. You know, when it rains for 13 days, it doesn't rain for full day. Whenever it rains in the morning, afternoon is clear, right? Whenever it rains in the afternoon, morning is clear. Okay, so this you have to understand. When they say it rained for 13 days, it means it rained for 6.5 sessions and the remaining 6.5 sessions was what? Clear. Okay, correct? Yes, 13 could be divided as how much how many sessions, guys? 13 days is nothing but how many sessions can you split this into? 13 days. Okay, it is you wouldn't say it is 6.5 sessions, so we could say is 6.5 sessions, or we could, this is days, this is actually days, not sessions, guys. Okay, 6.5 days it was, I will write it as 6.5 days plus 6.5 days. Okay, now why do I write it like this? I write it like this because if in a day, if it rains for half a session, the other half is clear, right? So here, this is raining days, okay? This is clear days, okay? So that is how we should take it, okay? Out of this 13, 6.5 days were raining, 6.5 days were clear, okay? So I'll put it down here so that you guys understand that this was clear, this was raining. Okay, so 13 days doesn't rain, right? It rained 13 days, but when it rains in morning, what happens? It is afternoon is clear. So 6.85 days clear and 6.5 days is raining. Okay, now we'll write this in session. So this is the thing, guys. So you can see 13 days. We can split it into 6.5 days into 6.5 days because for half day it rains, half day it is clear, right? When it is clear, it rains. So you can split it up like 6.5 days into 6 plus 6.5 days. So when it is clear and when it is raining, okay? The 13 days you can split it up like this. Now 6.5 days can be written as 13 sessions. So if we write it in sessions, we can relate it with this, okay? That is why I'm writing as 13 sessions plus 13 sessions. So 13 sessions it was raining, 13 sessions it was clear. Now they say, look at this, in all they enjoyed, in all means in total. So in total they enjoyed 11 mornings and 12 afternoons. The total clear period they had is this 23. Total clear period that they have is 23. So now what happens is, we have 13 sessions which is clear and 13 sessions were raining. We have to account for this 23 sessions. Yes, Now, so how many sessions should you add with this? How many sessions will you add with this? How many sessions will you add with this? You will add another 10 sessions, right? If you add another 10 sessions, what will happen? You will get what you are looking for, right, guys? So you have to add another 10 sessions, because in all they enjoy 23 sessions. Here we have one in this 13 days. This is actually 13 days. These were the 13 days that were raining. Okay. So in those 13 days, we already have 13 sessions, which is clear, which they can enjoy, right? So they have to have extra 10 sessions. Okay. So I'm going to use the extra 10 sessions. Yeah. 10 sessions. Now this is the this is also clear, correct? This is also clear. So as you can see, guys, this is also clear. So 13 plus 13 plus 10 will give me the final answer. Okay, so the 23 sessions they were clear, and the remaining 13 sessions were raining. So if you add all of it, guys, I think you'll get 26 plus 10 is 36. So 36 sessions is equal to how many days, guys? So in all total you will have 36 sessions, which will be equal to 18 days. Okay, so the answer is 18 days. Okay, a man has 53 socks in his drawer, 21 identical blue, 15 identical black, and 17 identical red. The lights are fused and he is completely in the dark. How many socks must he take to make 100% certain he has a pair of black socks? If you are familiar with probability topic, this should be very easy. Even if not, don't worry. I'll tell you what is given. So we write down what is given, guys. So the given is 53 socks. Okay, a drawer has 53 socks. Not only that, 21 out of this 53, 21 are blue. Okay, they are identical blue. Identical blue, you cannot tell the difference between which one is what. They are identical. So the word identical is also important. Okay, you cannot tell the difference between all those 21 blue socks. They all look the same to you. And 15 identical black. So we'll do 15 identical black. Okay, then 17 identical red. So 17 identical red. Okay, so a drawer has 53 socks, guys. In that 21 is identical blue, 15 is identical black, and 17 is identical red. Okay, so there are three varieties. You add them all, you'll see it is 53. Add them. You add 21 plus just a minute. 21 plus 15 will give you 36, right? 36 plus 17 will give you 53. So these are the 53 socks that we are talking about. Okay. Now see, the question is the lights are fused. Okay, it is completely dark. Okay. How many socks? Okay. How many socks? Okay. You would say how many socks must he take out to make 100% certain he is a pair of black socks. Okay, now everything is dark, you cannot see and choose it. Okay, it is very it is not possible for you to see, so it is chance. Whatever you do becomes chance. It is not certain. You cannot say for certain that the sock that you take is going to be black. You cannot say for certain that the sock that you are going to take is going to be blue, because you are like doing it in this dark. It becomes uncertain. Everything becomes uncertain. Okay, but how many number you must take out to make sure you have a black socks? Okay, so they are asking you to find the worst case scenario. If you look at the worst case scenario, guys, out of this 53, worst case scenario is, at the worst case, the first 37 times you try to take. Let us assume the first total is 53. If you subtract 15 from it, what will you get? Totally, you have 53 socks. Okay, if you subtract, there are 53 socks. Okay, if you subtract 15 from it, okay, so out of this 53 socks, you subtract 15 from it, okay. Now what happens? 53 minus 15, okay, you will get 47, sorry, 37, right? Now this 38, I think, sorry, yes, 38. This 38 times, when you try to take it, there is a possibility of you guys, the first 38 times could be just blue and red. Yes, this first 38 times could be just blue and red. Correct, it is possible. Yes, there is a possibility that. So the first 38 times you draw a sock, it could be a blue sock or it could be a red sock. Okay, because you have 38 blue and red socks. So the worst case scenario is 38. Okay, but how much should you take to make sure he has a pair of black socks? Okay, so now people will answer, most people will say, okay, add 1 to it, you will get 39. So the answer is 39. 39th, he'll have a black sock. Yes, he will have a black sock. But what you guys have to find is pair of black socks. So you have to have two. So if you have to have two, you have to have one more, guys. So the number of attempts that he must make is actually 40. Okay, so people usually stop at 39, but the number of socks that he must take out should be 40, guys. Okay. Okay, so let's see this final problem and we'll try to solve this, guys. So here, four persons A, B, C, D were there. All were of different weights. All four gave a statement. Among the four statements, only the person who is lightest in weight of all others gave a true statement. Okay. So this is it. So there are four people who are giving you statements. Okay. So A says B is heavier than D. B says A is heavier than C. C says I am heavier than D. D says C is heavier than B. Okay. You have to find the lightest and also the list of person and also list the persons in ascending order according to their weights. There are four people. Now they all have different weights. Now they all give a statement. So these are the statements that each people give. So this is what A says, this is what B says, this is what C says, and this is what D says. Now among this four statement, only the person who is the lightest in weight of all others gave a true statement. So only the person, this is the most important part, okay? So listen well, okay? Only the person who is the lightest weight says the truth, okay? Only the person who is the lightest of weight says the truth. So let us suppose A is the lightest of weights, okay? So what does it mean? If A is the lightest of weight, so this statement must be true, correct? If A is of lightest of weight, this statement B is heavier than D must be true. Not only that, all these must be false, correct? This must be false, correct? Okay, if A is the lightest, that should be the condition, okay? Now if B is the lightest, what should happen? If B is the lightest, this must be true, okay? This must be true and all others must be false, okay? If C is the lightest, this must be true and all others must be false, guys. Yes, yes. And if D is the lightest, okay, if D is the lightest, this must be true, okay, and all the others must be false, okay. So this is the given condition that says it is very easy once you know how to do it. We'll see if all this matches well, okay, if we are able to find the answer, okay. Let's go from the bottom, okay. Let's see if D is saying the truth, okay. Now if D is saying the truth, he must be the lightest, right? So he must be the lightest, so keep that in mind, guys. He must be the lightest. Now what does D say? C is heavier than B, okay. So D says C is heavier than B, so this is true, this should be true, right? Because D is the lightest, okay. So whatever he says must be true, so this is true. The rest of them are all false. So what does C say? C is heavier than D, that must be false. So C is lighter than D. If C is lighter than D, I should put it like this. Yes, C is lighter than D, I should put it like this. Now look at this point, guys. Can you tell D is the lightest? No, D is not the lightest. So obviously option D is wrong, okay. So you can mark a negative over here, okay. Now we look at the third one. Okay, we'll try to take the third one. This is for D, right? So we'll try to form it for the third one. Okay, C. So if C is the lightest, what C is saying must be true. So C is saying I am heavier than D. Okay, what C is saying is I am heavier than D. Okay, now guys, this itself is telling you, okay, what is C saying? I am heavier than D. Now is C the lightest? Is C the lightest? Here itself you know C is not the lightest, right? So this is also not true. Correct? This is also not true. Okay. Now look at B. B says A is heavier than C. Okay. So this might be what we are looking for, right? So B says A is heavier than C. So if A is heavier than C, so we'll do it like this, right? So the B is saying this. So B should be the lightest. So keep that in mind. Okay. Now what does A say? Okay. What does A say? B is heavier than D. Okay, so we don't have a B and D here, so right now we don't want to include them. We'll come to C. C is heavier than D. Okay, so C is heavier than D will imply here will be D. Okay, so this is C is heavier than D. Okay, now the final one says C is 1 minute, guys. So this is 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'll just mark this one thing. See, we'll just do this from the beginning. Okay, A is heavier than C. B says A is heavier than C. Okay, now this is true, so you can write A to be heavier than C. Okay, now look at this statement. C says C is heavier than D. C is heavier than D is what? C is heavier than D is a lie. Correct. So what happens is here you should have here. This C is heavier than D. Just put a comma. Okay, you can have A, but also you should have D because C is not heavier than D. Okay, C is lighter than D. Okay, when they say C is heavier than D, C is lying. So C is lighter than D. So it should come like this. Okay, now we are looking for the last option. It says C is heavier than B, which is also false, right? Because here B is the one who is saying the truth, because B should be that is what we'll assume. We assume B is the one who is saying the truth. Okay, so C is heavier than B is false. So C is lighter than B. If C is lighter than B, again what will happen? It will be like this. Okay, C is lighter than B. Okay, if C is lighter than B, can B be the lightest? Yes. For this condition, B should be the lightest, right? Yes. So B again is not the lightest, guys. So this also is wrong. Okay. So by now you should have known A is the correct answer. But still, we'll check and see if A is the lightest. Okay. In this option, A will be the lightest. So A says B is heavier than D. That is true, right? So whatever A says here, because we are checking for A. So whatever A says, we'll take it as truth. So B is heavier than D. So we'll take D and put it as B is heavier than D. Okay. Now, the rest of it all, B, C, D, all falls, right? So A is heavier than C. So what does it mean? A is lighter than C. We'll come back to that later. Okay. The next clue says C is heavier than D. So C is lighter than D. So C is lighter than D. How will you write it? C is lighter than D. C is lighter than D. Okay. Now C is heavier than B, which means C is lighter than B. Correct? They are false, right? So that is already here. C is lighter than B, which is correct. And we'll go back to the second clue. A is heavier than C, which is false. So which means A is lighter than C. Okay, A is lighter than C. Now do you see when A is true? When A is true, who is the lightest? A is the lightest. Not only that A is the lightest, guys, we also have the lineup. Okay, after A it is C, after C it is D, after D it is B. Okay, so they are not only asking us to find the lightest, they are asking, also asking us to list the persons in ascending order, and we've listed them in ascending order here, right? Yes. So that's it. So guys, so that was what I was planning to cover in this session. Okay, guys. So meet you in the next session, guys. Thank you.